If you've been struggling on dating apps, this is the strategy that flips the game in your favor instantly. When I was dating, I was desperate to find somebody, anybody. I was chasing, swiping, and trying to compete with every other guy online and getting nowhere. But the moment I stopped hunting for women and started focusing on my male social privilege, that's when everything changed. That's when women started coming to me. But before we get into the 5 ways to exploit male social privilege, what does male social privilege even mean? There are many things women find attractive about men. Their looks, their money, their muscles. But I don't think enough men talk about improving your status. When we talk about social privilege, what we're really talking about is signaling to others your importance in a group. That status is something that can boost your attractiveness to a new prospect instantly because the group's already vetted you for them. If you've ever seen a nightclub with a dude and a bunch of chicks at the table and the club isn't full, that's probably a promoter. Nightclubs use this as a hack to make people think the nightclub is popular. And this is the same concept. If these people have already found the club and they're already having fun, it's probably a good club to go to. So let's go. And that's what social privilege is. But why don't dating apps work? In short, they're not designed to work. They're like LinkedIn. If you get a job, you stop paying for premium. If you get a girl, you stop paying for premium. The more concrete reason is that men and women use these apps differently. Men like you are probably using the apps looking to hook up. Now, some apps I realize are marketed towards being long-term dating, but even so, that's not why women use them. Women use these apps for validation. Had a bad day at work? Hop on Tinder. You'll see 1,000 notifications for super likes. Boy, that feels good, doesn't it?
Wow.
Except imagine you're the woman in this situation. Once you feel good about yourself, you can go back to making dinner for one and feeding your rescue cat. On the other hand, women that just want a good time, they're going out to the club or bar with their girlfriends. Even if a woman is using these apps to find someone, they have thousands of potentials they have to go through every day. And they want to start filtering them out just to have a reasonable number of prospects to look at. So they will pick the absolute most superficial things about someone, like their height or their bone structure. Superficial reasons to start dating someone are the same superficial reasons to break up with someone. It is true that you can, and most people do, find their girlfriends and boyfriends on these apps. It's just not worth the effort. There is a better way. It's male social privilege. How do you grow your social status? Step 1, familiarity is the breeding ground of attraction. Unless you're Henry Cavill, you're just an average dude. And there's nothing wrong with that. Most of us are average. That's what average means. Unless you're just 10 out of 10 attractive, you're not going to walk into the room and walk out with ladies that want to sleep with you. Having charisma is an invaluable skill, but it's not the only way to win the dating game. For most of human history, from our spear-chucking ancestors to our baby boomer grandparents, people had groups, tribes, community, churches, schools, etc., where they would see the same people day in and day out for years. The term Stockholm Syndrome was coined after a 1973 hostage situation in Sweden, where the victims started emotionally aligning with their captors. Now, I'm not suggesting we lock up the ladies to get them to sympathize with us. What? I'm just saying the more time we spend with someone, the more of their character and personality we get to know. And women can be attracted to someone over time. But in a post-COVID world where you can have your job, groceries, and university, entertainment, and everything delivered to you over the internet, how can people, especially young men who bear the burden of initiating relationships, go about it? That's where step 2 comes in. Control the environment. When you go to the bar, club, or movie, or theater, you're just another guy. You're a guy that's going to pay for the table, pay for the drinks, pay, and maybe land a one-nighter, but more likely you'll go home frustrated. What you want is to find an environment with a shared struggle where you have something to contribute. Something like a martial arts gym or a yoga class. You are there and you're not just a paid pig, you're actually getting involved. You're sweating, you're learning, you're struggling. This shared struggle is why guys can go in the army and make lifelong friends, because they've been through the quagmire together. And the harder those hardships, the quicker the bond is created. By the same token, when you go into an environment where you can meet women and you're part of the ongoing value of that group, that's where you want to be. Just a word of caution here, though. Churches used to be a good place to meet women, but we are seeing more and more women use churches as a place to land after they've had a wild streak.
Did I get such a godly, sweet, loving, servant-hearted husband after being with so many horrible men. So many horrible men in my past. I can't even count how many men I've been with.
You are much better off looking for a church activity to join, like a soup kitchen or donating time putting together first aid kits for a hospital or for refugees. You are not going to find a narcissistic woman at a place where you have to put in an effort like you will in the pews, because genuine acts of service require a level of humility that the type of woman that you want has. But going into the right groups is not enough. You need to, step number 3, become a connector. Men are not valued for what they are. They are valued by what they provide to others. When you're the guy that knows everyone, then you can start connecting people. It's an incredibly valuable skill. After you go to a meetup of any kind, keep a pad of paper and pen in your car and write down the names of anyone you meet and anything you can remember about them. Or if you're new school, just use an AI note-taking app. Met Mary Jane, she's in the theater group. She works as an actress. There's a great book here called Ninja Selling. It's basically how to be a connector in your life. The book is based on real estate sales, but the lesson definitely applies to anyone looking to up their social game. I used to go to this dance venue in Fort Myers, Colorado. Always plenty of girls from CSU would go blues dancing, and I met some really cool people there. When I was there, I started writing down names of people I met and recapped conversations. One girl in particular, we had something in common, that we both lived in Spain for some time. I wrote down everything I could about her. And the next week, when I went again, I pulled out my paper and reminded myself everything I had learned about her. She was a student, lived in Spain, studying chemistry, her roommate's name, everything. And when I saw her again, I didn't miss a beat. Hey, Susie Q, how's it going? Oh, looks like your roommate, Tacky Annie, couldn't make it tonight. The look on her face that night was absolutely awestruck. She hadn't remembered my name, but there I was asking how Tabby the cat was. She and I ended up spending the whole night talking together long after the dance venue had closed. See, when you take time to really get to know someone, there's a neural pathway that's created in their brain and saying to them that this is someone important. This is someone I want to get to know more about too. The book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, is an absolute requirement if you want to increase your social privilege. It's a quintessential life hack, and next to maximizing your looks, it's the second most important thing you can do in dating and everyday life. By the way, boomers are super good at this. It's a lost art with young people today, but boomers, when they talk to you, they always try and find a common ground. They'll ask your name, where you're from, where you work. These questions are cliche and even a little boring, but the purpose is they're trying to find a common thread. I'll say to them, oh, I'm originally from Wyoming, and they'll say, do you know the Johnsons? Now, I never know the Johnsons or whoever they ask for, but then they'll follow up with saying something like, I've been to Yellowstone and it's amazing. And from there, we'll have a conversation about how Yellowstone is beautiful, but the rest of the state is metaphysically represented by the inside of a vacuum cleaner. It's dusty, windy, and once you're there, you're pretty much trapped. Step number 4, be the king of the molehill. Here's a picture of me at 25 with my first real business. I had created a blues dance venue. It didn't start there. It started with dance parties in people's living rooms. I then networked with local influencers and businesses to lease a studio. Blues dancing is like a slow version of swing dancing. I bought some secondhand audio equipment. Since I had created this business, I was literally at the top of my own little molehill. See, for status, women want the best they can get. And when you're on a dating app, you're unlikely to be better looking than the tens or hundreds of thousands of people. But when you create a community, now you're the king of that community. And that's the beauty of this strategy. There are so few places other than bars for young people to go meet up that you can create a community. Let's say you like Frisbee golf. Great place to start. Create a meetup and go to the local Frisbee golf course. create a Facebook group. If you're like me, start by going to dance studios that already exist and get to know people there. Ask them if there are any other types of dances they like to do. From there, you can organize a dance night. So CrossFit, improv, food kitchens, dance halls. There's 1,000 ways to get involved, but if those don't exist, then create them. That's how you become king of the molehill. It will strategically boost your social presence, and women will find you more attractive. How can they not find the leader more attractive? That's the whole alpha giga chad persona. Women are hypergamous by nature, and when they find themselves in an environment where you are the shot caller, you are the one who provides the most value to the group, it's a win, man. By the way, are you looking for more ways to boost your attractiveness? You can reach out to me for one-on-one coaching. I'll put a link in the description. Step 5, be the spider. The last way to boost your social privilege is probably the one that takes the most time, and that is changing your mindset. As men, we generally think that we need to go out there and be the hunter. We see a woman we like, we go up to her, and we try to win her over. Lions are powerful hunters, apex predators, but they still miss their prey 70 to 80% of the time. That mindset that I'm telling you to develop is more like a spider. Spiders still have to go out where the flies are, but they can take their time and build a web. In fact, there's no limit on how big that web can be. Spiders still need to sense when a fly lands on the web and go snatch it up. But the work of hunting is based on building the environment where prey comes to you. Now, since I have a shocking number of women who watch my channel, may I humbly offer some advice for you? Number one, and most importantly, please, for the love of humanity, get off the dating apps. I know that you can get an instant validation, spike in dopamine, but you have to realize at some level that it's like a drug. And worst of all, it incentivizes the wrong behavior in men. Feminism has absolutely ruined men by labeling their strong, ambitious characteristics as being toxic. So these men retreat to the apps where rejection feels less personal. There are tons of examples on TikTok of women asking, where have all the good men gone? Instead of building their lives and building their communities, they're on the apps. Go out and join a dance studio, a hiking club, a church charity activity, a kayaking club, a beach volleyball club. There's so many different activities you can join where you are contributing and enriching your life with something beautiful, something meaningful. That's all I've got for you today. Tell me, did I get this right? Ladies, is a man running the show and calling the shots in your local community attractive? I'd love to hear it in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.
Early in the morning, before the sun begins to shine. Early in the morning, before the sun begins to shine. I whisper to my man, baby, come here and grease my skillet. One more time, he's greasing my skillet. Lord, slow and nice and deep. He's greasing my skillet, making sure it don't stick or burn. He slides that spoon around.